It's the NBA on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Houston Rockets here in Toyota Center. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. So a moment now to see the story for Jabari Smith.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup, Conley and Edwards are the guards. Julius Randle is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's McDaniels in at the 3. And for the Rockets, the post-pair form, it'll be Smith and Şengün. At the guard positions, Van Fleet and Green. And it's Brooks in at the 3 slot. With league-wide focus doors on size at every position, are we seeing the demise of the traditional point guard?
So, Kevin, the first point you make is absolutely valid. Even 6'6", 6'5", 6'7", we're seeing point guards of that size. And not only are they exceptional passers, they like to score it. So that's first and foremost. But what I believe ultimately is, if you are 6'3" and under and you still bring a special amount of skill, there's going to be a place for you.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ball game. From deep, Green. Gobert pulls it in. Now the Timberwolves with it. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
They were forced into tons of sloppy play, and I think they'll be looking to be more composed tonight.
And the call will be against Julius Randle. That is his first foul of the game. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Ime Udoka. The first thing Coach brought up, Rudy Gobert, the multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. Worried about Rudy's length, of course, saying it causes total havoc around the rim. So the counter is lots of threes and avoiding Gobert in the lane. The French center still with a massive effect on the gameplay. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now here's Edwards. Rudy Gobert missing his last shot. He gets that one.
Well, pick and roll action. Anthony Edwards is thinking score first. Good decision right there.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota had, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Rebound, Minnesota. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, and in that game, you see how they built out this roster, acquiring role players who can step up when needed.
And that's exactly what happened. Guys came off the bench ready to play. The offense didn't miss a beat. Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And rejection by McDaniels.
McDaniels with the defensive presence twice on the pipes.
Conley kicks to Edwards. There's the 3. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Edwards got his second basket of the night.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. Minnesota making a switch. DiVincenzo's checked in.
Show us your moves. Give yourself a round of applause.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first.
Number 0.
Outside, Green. Back to Van Vliet. And some nice passing there by Houston. Just 5 on the clock. Fires for 3. Sinks the triple.
Well, I mean, listen, Fred VanVleet, he can practically close his eyes. That's how comfortable he is out on the arc.
Oh, here's Edwards. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. Not going to go that time. Nice D from Brooks.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Here's Green. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Smith against Edwards. Back to Conley. To the wing on the left. Inside. Here's Gobert. Brooks grabs the board. And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for Houston. Trailing by 2. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
Well, how about the job they got from their bench? That productivity was a major part of the outcome.
That one goes. Counted. Randall's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, so often the guy who sets the screen. In that instance, Julius Randle with the ball in his hands in the pick and roll. Go ahead, Julius.
Now, here's Şengün. Coming off a stellar performance against Philadelphia. Another miss by Houston.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Incredible for his age. The decision-making of Şengün GA is very impressive.
So calm when he sees a double coming. Reads and reacts with ease when he's on the block or at the nail. Reminds you of a young Jokic with how he sees the game. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Now here is Conley. He had 13 points in the win against the Clippers.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
To the paint. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Whitmore, he's checked in for Brooks. Amen Thompson comes in for Green, and Shepard subbed in for Fred VanVleet. Now, here's Reed. Pass to Ingles. Wants to get it to Reed, and does. Şengün with the rebound. Şengün's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Puts up a 3. And Whitmore with the basket on the assist by Şengün.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
Fires away from outside. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Rockets lead by 3. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. You guys with the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. They've got Donte DiVincenzo. Joe Ingles is out there with McDaniels. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Reed in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now DiVincenzo. Jeff Green missing from long range. And here is DiVincenzo. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Reed. Over Shepard. Got it, and the Houston lead's been cut to just 1 point on the basket from Reed.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Thompson outside. Outside, Green. Down low. Here's Şengün. Minnesota with the rebound. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Alperen Şengün is a weapon on the block. Coach Ime Udoka said there are not a ton of true low-post threats in the NBA nowadays. Joel Embiid, Jokic, I don't know how many others there are anymore. Alpe's had success against pretty much everybody that's guarded him. Kevin, his footwork is indeed high level.
DA totally agree. Great footwork. Moves on moves, I've always said. So it's Minnesota now. The Rockets making the shot. Alexander Walker on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Right wing. Here's Shepard. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And now it's a 3-point Rocket lead. And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The Rockets, number 1.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
Smith checked in for Houston. Fred VanVleet comes in for Shepard. Dillingham's checked in for Minnesota. Şengün with the bucket.
Let the big fella eat. Şengün just doing his thing down low.
Timberwolves trail by 5. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Pass to Ingles. They need this. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
VanVleet kicks to Şengün. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Now, defensively, Doris, these Minnesota Timberwolves are really a cut above the rest.
They led the league in defensive rating in 2024. They have so many ways to shut down what you're trying to do offensively. Length, athleticism, rim protection, commitment, and great scheme. They are a nightmare.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Brooks checked in for Cam Whitmore. And it's Green in for Amen Thompson.
Okay, let's take a look at Alperen Şengün. He's been dominant over the last month. He's averaging about 19 points per, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. And what an impact he makes for them on that offensive end.
Right, he can do a lot. Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. VanVleet against DiVincenzo. Şengün with a wide open look. Offline with his 3. Timberwolves trail by 5. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Outside Edwards. Shoots. Rebound by Smith.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
VanVleet finds Green.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Some nice passing there by Houston. Şengün with a screen on Edwards. Another miss by Houston. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. With the teardrop, Green with the rebound. Houston leading by 5. Smith drives in. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Edwards against Green. It's Edwards on the wing. 7 points in the game, and it's good for 2. Edwards got 4 points in the quarter.
My goodness, Anthony Edwards offensively, he just makes it look easy sometimes.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. checked in for Alperen Şengün. And then for Minnesota, Randall's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Alexander Walker. And it's Mike Conley in for Dante DiVincenzo. Van Vliet with the bucket.
Boy, at his size, Fred VanVleet has to be so crafty on the interior. Defense has nothing for him there.
54 seconds left here in the second. Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. From the top of the key, he buries it. Edwards got 11 points.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Here's Van Vliet, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. He has 7.
And the stroke of Van Vliet is so nice, proving once again why he's so valuable to this team.
Conley, the pass to Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Edwards at the rim.
Well, Anthony Edwards came into the league with a reputation as a scorer. He is starting to hum a little bit right here.
Van Vliet deciding where to go with it. Minnesota with the rebound. Left side, Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
Well, get it inside to a quality scorer and let this guy do his thing.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Rockets ahead. They're up by 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Glad you could join us. The story tonight for the Houston Rockets through 2 quarters, a tightly contested matchup.
I love the depth of this team, man. Their subs have been huge tonight, giving them a scoring punch that they needed most.
And credit their coach for a rather liberal substitution pattern. He mixed and matched beautifully in that first half. Let's shift gears now and see how things are stacking up in the Western Conference.
You know, for the Rockets, Halloween was a long time ago, but this team is still the scariest group in the league. They're striking fear into every team that has to go against them, Shaq.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Edwards with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
The forwards for him will be Brooks and Smith. At the guard positions, Van Vliet and Green. And it's Şengün in at center. And that's the group in there for Ime Udoka as we begin the second half. You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. Greg, what's the key thing Fred VanVleet brings to this offense?
I feel like he's really a centering presence. The guys can look to him to call the play, to give them their orders, and trust that he's setting them up for success.
Green with a screen on McDaniel. Smith against McDaniel. Here's Green. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one. Green against Edwards. To the inside. Ball's knocked loose. The drive by Brooks. Lays it up off the glass. And now a 4-point Rocket lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Randall. And the rejection by Smith.
A relentless defender. Smith proving how disruptive he can be on that end.
Brooks against McDaniel. Pass to Şengün. Green left side. It's Brooks on the wing. McDaniel's defending. Dives for it. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Edwards against Green. From the top of the key. Edwards can't hit.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
Van Vliet kicks to Smith. Brooks feeling it out a bit. Pass to Van Vliet. 6 to shoot. Goes up on the wing. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Van Vliet's got 10 points. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Now Edwards, headed by Green. Edwards dishes to Randall. Edwards against Green. Count it. Edwards got 4 points in the quarter.
And it's really good to see Edwards knock down the mid-range jumper. He continues to work on becoming more consistent from that area.
Hey, Greg, where do you think the Rockets are the strongest in their play?
I'd say on the glass. They generally do a good job crashing the boards and going for loose balls. They really value every possession. And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Gobert double-teamed. Pass to McDaniels. Now Edwards. Edwards with another miss.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
2 minutes remaining.
Van Vliet against Conley.
2 minutes.
Brooks kicks to Green. Smith sets the pick for Green. And he uses the glass on the way. Green's got the lead up to 8 now for the Rockets.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. For the Rockets, Green is checked in for Şengün. Cam Whitmore comes in for Smith. And it's Thompson in for Dillon Brooks. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for McDaniel. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. DiVincenzo against Van Vliet. Pass to Green. Green with a screen for Green. Good on the triple. Green's got the lead. Back up to 8 now for Houston.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That's his first foul. Houston making a switch. Eason's checked in.
On to the floor for your Rockets, number 17.
Green against Reed. 6 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. No good on the 3. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for Houston. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Here's Green. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And we've seen some great scorers come into the league, but Green looks elite. Both the physical gifts and that fearless approach.
Both free throws good from Green.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Randall is doubled. Pass to Reed. Back to Randall. Alexander Walker with the ball. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Alexander Walker's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And here's Green outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Green's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Rockets. Here's Randall. Over Whitmore. It doesn't go for him. And so it's Houston going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Here's Alexander Walker. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. We've got Joe Ingles, Dante DiVincenzo. He's out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then it's Naz Reid. And it's Minot in at the power forward. Back to Alexander-Walker. 4 on the clock. From deep. A rebound by Jeff Green.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
And Green slams it in.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up the edge.
DiVincenzo passes to Ingles. And a miss there on the triple. Houston leading by 12. Here's Whitmore. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
DiVincenzo passes to Ingles. Back to DiVincenzo. Pass to Reed. Alexander Walker with the ball. Working on Thompson.
That's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness. The D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Now, here's Şengün. Takes a 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. So for the Rockets, Tari Eason comes in for Jeff Green. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Shepherd. Miller's checked in for the Timberwolves. Edwards comes in for Joe Ingles. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, GA?
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch told the team. Now, he was very encouraging toward his guys. He said, look, you're working hard out there, but I need you to keep doing that. Crucial point right here. Give me everything you have so you can expect intensity out of this huddle. Guys?
Thank you, David. Şengün against Reed. Outside Edwards. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Crosses over. And Eason with the lay-in. Good. Eason's got the lead up to 14 now for the Rockets. DiVincenzo with it. Edwards looking it over. High post shot. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Edwards got 21.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Van Vliet against DiVincenzo. Van Vliet can't get it to go. Timberwolves trail by 12. Here's Edwards. Edwards loves it in there.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards in the painted area is going to be a force. Size, strength, and hops. Look out.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. For the Rockets, Smith checked in for Whitmore. Dylan Brooks comes in for Tari Eason. And it's Green in for Thompson. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Julius Randle comes in for Miller. Daniels, he's checked in for Alexander Walker. And it's Conley in for Dante DiVincenzo. And the wide open shot from Green. And yet, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
And we've seen this all night. Green with a wide range of ways to score. And boy, he just keeps coming.
2 minutes remaining.
Gobert with a screen on Green. Here's Edwards. Edwards detonates to the rim.
But he is so efficient, so productive. But for them to have real success, he needs help.
Rockets leading by 10. Van Vliet up top. Covered by Conley. Van Vliet with the bucket.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Conley, the pass to Edwards. Fires from deep, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Edwards got 13 points here in the second half alone. Houston's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Brooks, the pass to Şengün. To the middle, here's Green. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Oh, how about the agility from Green, finding a way to get to his spot despite the contact.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Well, I've been impressed with the ball movement all game long. They're really looking to just make that extra pass.
Also, I just love how hard they've taken the ball to the rack. They've made a point of attacking, and it's led to them getting buckets.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often. No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Rockets.
Now, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them. And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance. It was a big-time outing for Şengün.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Van Vliet finds Green. It's stolen by Gobert. Now here's Conley, the fast break opportunity. It's Edwards on the wing. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Olden, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now we present the player of the game, Jalen Green.